we back. So we finally figured out the fitting. So with the LS to that valley right there, because you have the option of putting the oil pressure sensor on the side of the oil pan, but because I have the sticky oil pan, it doesn't have that option, and my oil filter is relocated. There's not an option. So as you can see right there, my heater coil is in the way of where that sensor, this one, would stick straight up and it won't fit. But I won't have AC, but I definitely need heat. So this is gonna have to do. This is a 3/8 that I got went to Home Depot, Lowe's, Advance Auto, AutoZone. I think I finally got it at Lowe's in Bowie. Basically just like plumbing fitting, and this will basically go in and put my sensor at a 90 degree, and then my coil, my heater core would end up being at a 90 going the other way, so that they're not interfering, because from over top you can see that that's not going to be possible. So that's going to work. And then right there where I have the lines drawn, I'm going to end up cutting for Sicky's master cylinder, but instead of mounting the front of the plate to the front and cutting the hole even wider, we're just going to mount it inside so it pushes it even further back, and then just cut out the rest, so the rest of the Woodwood master cylinder will stick through, giving it even more clearance so it's not that tight of a fit. And then just mount it behind the firewall instead of cutting out a lot of the firewall, in case I ever decide to go a different route later. I still have like room to play with as far as like a different one. But yeah, so for now, this fitting is gonna go in, put it at 9 degree. We're gonna take the valley cover off first, because instead of the motor is mounted and I don't want to pull it back out just for that. So I'm gonna end up taking the valley cover off and putting this on, and then putting the valley cover back on and doing it that way. So yeah. Y'all want to see some ghetto shit? Look at this. They need craftsmanship in classes. Look at this. Look at this. How one side sharp and the other side is a maybe. What do you have to say for yourself?
You want to redo it?
What do you have to say?
Do you want to redo it?
Huh?
You want to redo it?
How do you feel about life?
I feel great, because this ain't mine.
That hurt a little bit. It's cool. All of this was not here this morning. I just finished that. Well, I still gotta hook those lines in, but I gotta go inside the car and do the brake booster. Attach this because it's not in there. But pretty sure you're gonna see the video if you cut it too. This is the inside right now. I don't have a light, so you may not be able to see it, but I did plan on see it? Okay, so I got the clutch and the brake from the manual version of my car. I'm gonna mount that up to the back of the brake booster up there, and route that around. I'll record for that, and then I need to get a foot pedal that does drive-by cable. I want to say one of the Subaru cars actually drives by cable. I want to say I just have to look for it. And then I also have to order that throttle body. And then my harness already comes with all the connections that it needs to run that. The one I got from Wire Specialties, their Pro Series harness. So I still have the ability for AC, even though I'm not going to run AC for my first year because I'm trying to worry about too many things at once. And that's a lot going on. So the AC can come last. It's not a necessity for me. I need heat though. So I did get the heater coils. But yes, my harness, blue-green. This is the 5.7 harness. Even though I have a 6.0, just one of the sensors have to be, one or two sensors have to be moved. Like my my cam sensor actually has to be moved because the cam sensor for the 5.7 is in the back of the intake. So with that being said, what am I trying to say? Yeah, so the LS1 is on the back here, but for me it's on the front. So Wire Specialties told me to put a comment in the notes. So when I bought it with Sicky and I put the comment in the notes, I guess they didn't relay the message for them, or they may have forgotten, I don't know, to make that sensor longer for me. But not a problem. I can buy a cam sensor extension and still run it, and it'd be the same as if they just made the wire longer for me. So yes, I have to come out of pocket an extra $15, but it's not gonna kill me. So yeah, plug that up, and then everything else should plug and play with what I have. So we should be all good. All right, so I drew the second set of lines. Not the best, of enough space for Sicky's, the recess to sit in the back. So based off of this size, not the front plate, and it will mount back up to the holes, and then I'll be able to put it in and go from there and set up everything, change my bleeder lines, and there's another one that was cut, change that one, and then that will be done. So okay, so I had to take the driver's side valley cover off to get here, and then made slits in it, and then bent them downward so that I can cut them, since it's at an awkward angle for me to try and cut it like this. Cut it like this, I can't really get it there, so I bent them downward so I can still cut them like this and then cut them at the top. guys, and I have cut the hole. It turned in from about 2 minutes to now an hour job. At first I cut it up too high so the holes weren't matching up here, but now that I've cut it lower, I've actually cut it too low, so now I have more space than I need. But this will be tucked under the cowl, so it won't really matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt that up. I might put some tape right there and some stickers to make that look appealing, because that's pretty ugly. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. And then we'll bolt it all together and then go inside and put the brake booster back. We'll put the brake booster back on and then attach the pedal and everything, and then that'll be done for the clutch for now. To the front seat. And let's see what my grandfather has to think. Or has to say. And your opinion on my craftsmanship and my work of art?
Could have done that. You said it's too big, too small, too...
I did it upward too much. It's supposed to be lower. It's lower now, but now it's unnecessarily.
Yeah, I see everything in there.
It's supposed to sit. Supposed to sit here.
Good.
But I overtook it by a few steps.
What is a couple inches?
I'll just put tape and a sticker over it.
There you go.
Alright, so here is the Sicky clutch master. I already attached the hose and the clamp. Of course, the other one likewise goes on the other side. I'm not gonna tighten it too tight. I just wanna get it on there because I have a feeling I'm gonna lose some of this later if I don't put it on right away. So, cool. This side, attach the banjo bolt. It came with 3 of them. So, let me see. Are they any different? Yeah. So, place one there. Put it through the banjo. And then put it on the other side. And then, and place this on. So it's one washer on each side. I'm gonna just hand tighten it until I get it back in the engine and I know where I'm gonna run this line at. I have my headers out there with oven cleaner on them just to knock some of the rust off. I'm gonna paint them black, heat protectant, and then I'm waiting for my heat wrap to come so that I can wrap the headers, because the headers are by a lot of stuff. But definitely gonna just have those. Let's see. Okay, so this is here, this is done. This obviously threads on, so let's go ahead and I feel like a washer goes in between that. Sorry guys, this is my first time ever having a manual of my own, let alone taking apart a whole engine, car, whatever have you. So a lot of stuff I'm like looking and trying to figure out how it works and stuff like that. So bear with me, because it's kind of the same like on my 4-wheeler. I have to do this with my rear brake master cylinder. This whole like assembly thing is just, honestly, it's just a little bit different, just a tiny bit. But I'm trying to figure this out, and why the fuck does this not go on? I mean, am I losing something here? Okay, I got it on there. I was about to say, I know I'm not smoking dick. Let's see. Okay, so of course I'm just gonna hand tighten this just so that I can line everything up and then see how far back, because what I'm gonna do is I am gonna put the pedals in today. I was just waiting to put this on, and then the brake booster can go back in, and then I can mount the pedal up to the back of that and see what else I'm missing, because I think I'm missing some bolts to do that. But I just wanted to get this settled in hand tight. Once in the car I can get this, and then the front sticks out, so there's really nothing for me to do outside of that. Hold on. Just want to tighten this up though, because I did take this loose because of something else. Tighten that up just a little bit. Yeah. All right, cool. So I think everything can go in. I don't really know where the fuck all of this shit goes. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. I'm pretty sure of it. I know this goes into the other end of the hose. This Siki provides. This side goes in and mount that. It just seems like the thread is off though. I mean, you're not supposed to thread it. You're supposed to thread it in more than that. Cause what the fuck? Let me see if nothing else works, then I know that was okay. This obviously don't fucking work, so it has to be this. Cause it's gonna have to. There we go. Okay. It requires a little more force. I didn't want to do it with a tool because I'm terrified sometimes to use certain tools because I just see me fuck it up. I just do. Okay, that's a 13. 13 and a 10. Okay. So like I said, everything's gonna be hand tight. I can always go back and tighten it even more. I don't want to overdo it and cross thread or fuck up the threads on it. So that's attached. I believe the rest of this actually goes maybe to the bleeder. Maybe. Cause let's see. Cause if it fits, it fits. Yeah, okay. So this definitely goes to this, which I'm gonna just attach just so I can keep it with it. And let's see. I take it that a bolt goes for that. And I take it that, okay, so I think I know where these go. These are the washers to put and the bolts to put the master cylinder against the car. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, take the camera over there with me, and we're going to do just that. Let me see what size. That is probably a 10. So I need a 10 wrench. Put it back on. As you can see, that part is clearly touching. So even when I do tighten this down, that'll give me a tiny bit of leadway where it's hopefully when I tighten it down, it's barely touching it. But even then, to have to pull off, like if I ever have to take this out, which I hope I don't, to have to pull off I just think that's kind of excessive. I don't know. Once I tighten it down, maybe it just give it something. Barely. Oh, well, there goes my shirt. Definitely just ruined that shirt. I don't know. I'll see. That's still too close for my liking, but like I would have to tighten it and then put it on. So it's like if I ever needed to change that bleeder hose, I have to take the whole damn thing off. Okay, so got it in there. Brother came by, and at first it wasn't fitting. Like I just showed y'all in the last clip, but sorry, I'm eating Snickers. That's how much room there is. So like I said before, if I did need to undo that, I would definitely have to pull off the covers. But I mean, I guess that's okay. I am going to go ahead and excuse me, and tighten that up, the cover, and then put the coil packs back on. And then the banjo bolt is still not, I didn't tighten that, but you can put a screw right there and screw that back down. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna put the coil packs on. I'm gonna go ahead and only tighten down these, and then just in case, you never know, because it seems like I have to keep pulling this motor. But I am gonna close it off so nothing falls in. And I'm going to put the brake booster back in today. And I'm going to try to still do the pedal. And I only say that because I actually have to pull the motor again tomorrow. Because when I ordered it, I didn't really dawn on me that these go inside of the transmission. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I was thinking maybe I can just hook it up to the old one. That's not going to work. They don't fit. So you got to go back in. So I'm going to keep the bell housing on the transmission, but I'm going to pull, keep the bell housing to the transmission, and we're just going to pull it forward. So I might not even take it all the way out. We might just lift it and pull it forward just so we can, just crack those bolts, open it up, and then just slightly open it, get in there, tighten it, and then put it back together without pulling the whole thing out. And then officially mount it back up, hopefully for the last time, and get that done. And then that should be it. As y'all can see, I put tape right there just so nothing will go inside, because I cut it a little too high. It's gonna be covered anyway. You won't really see it. I might slap some stickers on there. You won't really see it, so. Alright, so here's the old one, and then here's the sicky one. I just have to place that in there and thread it. Came with a new pin, so it's just the only thing I have is that this is rounded and this is flat. I don't know if there's a real difference. I'm gonna go ahead and install it and then look it up. I can't imagine it being any difference. It's the same height, so I guess it don't matter. It might just be like manufacturer thing, upgrade, something like that. So go ahead and push that in and push the new pin in. I used a combination of like same size screw and then one of these to push it. So God, please don't let me lose no fucking fingers today. Let me use the needle to start it. I mean the screw to start it. In there flush, the pin, so this won't come out now, and the gasket seal is on it, and then I can put the other one on whenever I find it, whatever. Okay, it with it. The washer goes on this side. And then this one, you just screw in. And then, oh, wrong side. Did I put the washer on the right side? Okay, yeah. Just screw it in. And tighten it. What was this? This is a 13? 14. You would think I fucking saved the goddamn. No, it was 15. Oh, okay. The fuck? Okay, 16. And tighten this all the way. I don't want no fucking leaks. Alright, so that's installed. I'm gonna put it on and then put the two 10mm bolts back in, and then I'll reattach the lines since I gotta thread them through the well, not thread them, but push them through the openings in the transmission for it, and then I'll be able to bolt everything back up and put the transmission back and the engine and everything. And hopefully when we go through the clutch bleed, there will be no more leaks. So alright, so we are back, and as you can see, I gotta take the chains back off because the engine's actually mounted. So since that's mounted, I can move on to the next thing. So I ordered a fitting for the oil pressure to put at an angle, and it's still, so I got the wrong size. So I ordered like 2 more fittings that should work to basically put it at an L, a 90-degree elbow, so that I can run the oil pressure gauge off to the side, because like I said, the heater core is in the way and I want heat. So yeah, I am about to take the nut off of this real quick before I put the cover back on, because I don't like how that line is like right there. I might put it to the other side or just have it routing downward. I just didn't want it in the way of like headers or nothing like that. So the brake booster is loosely in the mount. The bracket for this is on there pretty good. The hose is hooked up. So once I bleed the transmission, I have Sicky's quick bleeder, so I just gotta bleed that really quick. Once I go to the store and get some transmission, I'm gonna actually fill it up through the inside, because I actually took the bolts back out of the shifter, which, as you can see how it had to be cut. Probably show y'all when I get some more light. So had to cut it backwards some. You're still not touching the brake, but emergency brake, but it did have to come back a little bit. And even then on the side, it still catches just a little bit, but it's mounted and it's going to stay there. Now if I ever have to take the shifter out for any reason, then I do have to drop the transmission. Luckily with Sicky's transmission mount, it just requires me to take the 4 bolts from underneath and the transmission pretty much drops, and just enough without touching the engine, just enough, of course with a jack stand under it like it is now, to actually be able to take out the shifter and stuff, because the plate is just a little bit wider, but y'all can see once I put it back in, the offset of it, it's up and to the left a little bit. So once I mount it, it makes sense. But this works perfectly out of the GTO though, other than having to cut it back a little bit more because it's too long, because it's up to the left but it brings it right and back, a little bit too far back, but it brings it to the right and back to fix the offset of the transmission. to the car. So once I put that on, put my coils back on, and then my wiring guy should be back sometime this week to actually wire up the rest of everything, and then I can get some oil for the engine, and I need to get the belt pulleys and stuff like that. I did order my foot pedal, which is out of an 05 WRX. That should be on its way. And then I ordered on Amazon the FI Tech throttle body drive by cable, since this has to now be drive by cable. So ordered that, and then it's just like little things, hoses and stuff. We are staying with the stock fans and stuff. They give you that option. It works. The fuel line is 58 psi, which is the same as the GTO, and it's returnless. So with that being said, I can keep my fuel pump and I can keep my fans, and then this is what's left on there. So I was on the other side. The other side is the drain plug. I mean the fill hole. This one is the drain. So I'm gonna, damn, I should bring my fucking oil thing over here. I'm gonna bring my oil thing over here. The jack is right there only because the transmission is jacked up right now. It's not attached because I'm gonna fill it through the top, and I have to put my shifter back in. I have to lower the transmission a little bit to put that shifter back in. So once I'm finished draining this, I can push it back up to level it, and then I can go ahead and start filling it from the top, and then eventually loosen up the fill hole, and it should come out. It's supposed to be 4.6 quarts. So, but if you do it through the fill plug, then it'll be 3.8. So I'm gonna fill it from the top, and hopefully that allows 4.6. If it doesn't allow 4.6, then the manual says that you have to fill it through the reverse light. Now my reverse light on my car is gonna require me to move this whole engine out of the car, because I have a low profile one, so there's no other way for me to take that out. So yeah, at the most what I can do is drain it and then just measure out how many quarts I'm putting in 4.6, and then once that is done, then I'll know that it's good, or remove the fill plug. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get that drain out, but I'm gonna go grab my oil thing first. Alright, just for the first 500-mile break-in, I just got some stuff from AutoZone. I'll probably end up ordering the GM stuff. So I got 5 because it's 4.6 and they only sell you a quart. So yeah, this stuff, automatic transmission fluid, I got it because it was the only one that was not synthetic and meets, I don't know how to pronounce it, but 3. Okay. And on the thing it should say, where is it? Right there. 3 labeled H right there. That's what it is for cars requiring that, which is what I needed. Everything else was fully synthetic, and I was told not to use even the owner's manual. So I had a hard time on the forums because everyone was fighting on what they think you should use, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not gonna get much better than the owner's manual. So I finally downloaded a copy, 318 pages of the owner's manual, and searched it myself to know exactly how to do it. Unfortunately, I can't follow the rule of the whole filling it through the light thing, because I can't get to that without pulling the motor. And if you think I'm going to do that every time I got to do a fluid change, not happening. I'll just drop the transmission and take that shifter off first. But they had that in there, and it was very difficult to find which brand, because no one was really saying which brand. They just kept saying Dexron, which is like, I guess you can say a sub brand, where it's like different brands carry that. And or not even a sub brand, it's a type, but they carry that. But you got Royal Purple that has that. You have, you know, and they're like, you know, arguing back on who has the best one. And I'm like, okay, what are GM standards? So as long as it's that, you know, automatic transmission fluid, cool. On the side of the driver's side of your transmission, it says it as well. It definitely says automatic transmission fluid. So, and I think it lasts up to 100,000 miles, I think. But the braking period's 500, so I'm gonna do the 500, drop transmission, drain it again, then fill it back up through the shifter, and then from there I won't have to change it for a very long time. So yeah, that's a good thing. But yeah, that's done draining. Let me fill it from the top. I'm going to unbox the drive shaft because I poured transmission fluid. Come to realize, sorry, that's my neighbor. He's testing out something. Come to realize that you have to put the drive shaft in order to fill the transmission thing, because of course, I don't know. Yeah, it needs to go on. Because I just had transmission fluid spill all over my floor and it stinks like hell. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox it. And I guess I didn't plan on it, but I guess now I'm doing an opening. Get my knife. Beep, beep, doo. Beep. So right here, this hole that's in the shifter right there, that's where I would fill the transmission fluid. Instead of dropping the entire transmission and all of that, I can just do it through there with 3 bolts. All right, and we're back, YouTube. I am here, hopefully being today. Well, it won't be the last video, but hopefully it's one of the last videos before this car starts up. I still gotta put the oil filter relocation right here by the ABS. I did go ahead and remove it. It was a bracket sticking out, an L-shaped bracket sticking out right there. I went ahead and removed that so it'll be spaced. This is what it officially looks like in the front. I'm gonna take that tensioner off because that's if I still had the power steering, but the BRZ power steering is electric, so there's no need for the power steering pump. So with that being said, it's just running the alternator, the water pump, and the crank. So only tensioner I need is that one on the fuel pump. I mean on the oil, the water pump. So with that being said, the belt's gonna be a 53. It's gonna be very minimal. Have to put this side, the heads back on, but before I do that, I want to get the plate done first. So I went ahead and ordered, who's this from? It was Motor Raceworks, a plate, because of that issue of it being that it's gonna hit my heater coil lines. So I got a plate that's completely flat, and then I'm gonna do an L-shaped, a 90-degree or a 45-degree shaped fitting for it. So I got oil too. I went and picked up oil and spark plugs as well, and then my throttle body came, so I'm gonna do an unboxing of all of that. I don't know where my husky knife went, but It was delivered a few days ago, but. So, oh. Yeah. Their sticker, Motor Race Works. They do send you new hex bolts. I'm probably still gonna use the old ones only because I don't really, they're those type, the Allen key type. I don't really like those because I just feel like it's harder if I strip this, it's harder to get a grip on this and get it out than it is one of those bolts strip. I can get a, you know, bolt thing stripper. So I don't have good luck with those. But I'm really mad. My engine's gonna look dull compared to this plate. Look at it. It is so pretty. And I'm putting it on this dull ass engine. But I think you can take that out. Yeah, so there's a plug for it, but that's where it'll go. It's a 1/8 instead of the 3/8 or M16 1.5 thread that it normally is, but it comes with that. So I'm gonna keep that in there until I'm ready to actually use it. But as you can see, it's flat and I have a pack of fittings over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this plate on there first. I am gonna put the this is so goddamn pretty. I want to paint the shit, but I'm gonna put the gaskets that are, I think they go in there, the gaskets. If not, actually I gotta see, because I think you don't need gaskets with this one, but you do use the OEM gasket on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the other one off and then put this there. But I'm gonna set that down because that's some pretty shit. All right, so that's what it looks like. It's not bolted down, but I was making sure everything, I had to press the make sure everything was in there. I had to press the gaskets into the machine things. At first it was saying on that, it's not very clear. It says you don't need it, but that doesn't make sense because I don't feel like that's gonna keep the oil out. So I went ahead and put them in there, and because if not, it'll just be a flat plate. So I went ahead and put the gasket still in there, the OEM gasket still on. But this is really pretty considering the fact that it's gonna be covered with my, that's the intake. Maybe down the road later I'll get the intake that rises, the high rise one, so that you can see the plate, and then I'll be able to run these underneath and run my one of my sensors under here as well. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this up so I can get that out the way, and then I can put this other side on and fit my intake on it now. So pretty much, yep. The plate is mounted down. Everything is torqued. I use the old bolts because these are the regular hex ones. I don't really like the fact that these are, oh shit, these are Allen keys, only because one, I can never find my damn Allen key for it, and then two, it's very difficult to me to not mess those up. So yeah, don't want to lose them though. Might have a change of heart, so I'll keep them. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other side on. It's over there. I'm gonna put that on, and then that will close it off again. And I'm gonna get an Allen key to take that out and put my heater. No, I'm gonna wait to put the heater cores on, only because I mean I could put them on permanently. Well, not permanently, but put them on and just make sure everything fits. But I can't like mount anything down just yet because a lot of this has to, I shouldn't have painted this. This is actually ugly now. I should have just had them like clean, because if I like had these clean thoroughly, it would look like this. But I was like, let me just go for a flat gray look. I'm starting to realize I should have went with what I went, but I am gonna get the paint and paint that part, because that part is now gonna be showing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of paint to that and then take that off. And yeah, so. So this is the little block off right here that goes here. I'm taking that out and putting the fitting that I got for it. Put this in my pocket. I just threw all the fittings that I got into a bag because I ordered so many from Amazon. Because none of these work. These angles and stuff like that. But I got an adapter because that hole is small. This is an adapter to go in there on a flat plate. But I bought this and this was too small. So I ended up buying an adapter for this. Go here. I might get one that's slightly longer, but this one will fit in and put it at an angle and fix what I was trying to fix. Okay, put it in pocket. So essentially, let me see if I can get it closer. Take the camera off. So essentially, this will move my sensor out of the way of my heater core lines and everything else that's back there. And that way I can still have my oil pressure sensor. I'm gonna just get one that fits this better because if I'd have just ran it like this, sensor would be right in the way. So this is what makes more sense. Go ahead and screw this in here first. Well, until I tighten it down, you get the message. The image is what it's supposed to be. Makes it perfect, fit how I need it to, out of the way, so the heater core lines can go this way, and then the sensor can go that way, and nothing actually goes right there. So luckily, that's a clear space for me to be able to reach it and stuff like that. And if I ever need to change it, I'm gonna probably. Well, you're not going to see the brass fitting, but obviously I have to screw it all the way through. So I'll wait until I tighten everything down to do that and to make sure that that's the one I want to go with. And then, yeah, everything is pretty much it. All right, so actually, let me put on this side. So I'm going to take the tensioner off. Just on the alternator since I won't be needing it, and I'm gonna also, like I said, paint this area right here because you can see that since I won't have since my alternator sits low and my fuel pump normally sits there, I thought it would cover it. Then I found out as I'm going, because I know nothing about this shit and I'm learning as I'm going, that my fuel pump is electric. So yeah. My brother is going to, he has a 240, purple 240. You've seen him in the other clips. He what is it? He made his own fuel lines, and that's what I need because my fuel lines are touching my headers. So like not at the part where, at the bottom where it V-bands, but it's touching it as like before you even get back there. Like it's right there. And I would like to just keep the stock shorties that I have. I could get some long tubes, but it's cool. I'm gonna just weigh my options and go with what I have. But yeah. So yeah, that's just gonna look like that. That's just gonna be right there, out the way. I mean, I probably could just keep it on there and probably make no damn difference, but it's cool. I'll keep it just in case, but there's no need to have it. It's not gonna really do anything until I decide to like actually still no, because even if I run AC, it doesn't need to even be over there. So yeah, gonna run without that. I'm gonna keep it though, so aesthetically pleasing, not so much. probably could have got, I probably honestly could have just cut that part of the brace off. But you never know when you might need it. Could have just cut it right there and then throw it, but it's other little things, so yeah. All right, finally get to put this on. Ah. Ooh, almost dropped the bolts. It's gonna be so pretty. Even though you're not gonna see it, but it's gonna be so pretty. It's probably gonna be a thumb. All right, so I just finished cutting this. I'm gonna sand it down some more. I kind of fucked up right here, but I'm gonna cut it down some more and even it out. But it fits. I just tested it, but I'm gonna make it a little more even.
All right, bro. I'll just get back to it, man. I wish I stayed up this stuff, man. I wish I stayed up here. Man, this is everybody else. Pretty much. I'm ready to the fucking boom.
Justin said he was coming later.
Yeah, he said that he was painting his room. He don't know what time he's gonna be finished.
Painting his room?
Yeah, he was like,
what the fuck?
Start yet. I was like, bro.
Well, you ain't gonna be done no time soon.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I can't remember the last time I painted my room was years ago. I don't even give a fuck no more because I'm about to move any fucking way. Ain't no point for me to paint that bitch.
I'm gonna move too. Where you about to go to?
Probably Laurel. I'll probably keep my shit here. I'm trying to sell the 4-wheeler because if I move and take my bike with me, the dirt bike can fit through the back door. Yeah.
Okay.
That 4-wheeler ain't gonna fit, but I want to sell it anyway because I want to build a Honda Shadow. I want to build a bobber, just because. So I want to get rid of that because I mean I wheelie it, but I'm kind of, if not one thing, something else breaks, and I'm like, I'm kind of getting fucking tired.
Yeah, facts.
So.
Facts.
Oh shit.
You be doing that shit. You walking the hell out of the house.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it on the dirt bike. Now that I got it, that was my dream dirt bike. So yeah. I just don't ride it now. I mean, I just fixed it. I got it for like $1,500 from this dude, 2 hours away, and I stuffed it in the back of the CRV. But I fixed it up. And
right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Alright, so I put some black paint. I'm gonna put one more coat on it, and then I'm gonna let that dry and then finish. Yeah. Alright, so finally let it dry, paint. So this is what I was talking about. Right here, this little piece that's sticking out, I had to cut that off so you can see how it looks now. It's not even. I tried to get it as even as possible, but now that should sit flushly against the intake. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the other pieces on the back, which oh shit. So instead of pushing the tensioner in and getting it under this, if you get it under, push this up here where you just saw it, push it up here and then put it under here first and then push the tensioner in, then it's good. So it's not moving, that's a good sign that it's gonna spin. It's tight enough. So originally I had bought a 53. What I just put on was the 54. The reason I bought the 53 is because I was in the forums and I was looking for wood belt because I'm not running power steering or AC. But after it wasn't trying to budge, I was like, okay, it was like out of compression. There was no room to push the tensioner anymore. I was like, okay, well, what's different? So I looked at his, and he had a racing one, which was a lot smaller. So that made a difference in how much I have because I'm running it the same way. And I was like, okay, the belts aren't lined up. So I just went up a 54, and now it's about half compressed, the tensioner, but it's on there. But if you are running no AC and power steering for your Brz LS swap, then definitely make sure this is up, because it's easier to slide around this. You don't have to put it in grooves. Make sure this is up right here. Push the tensioner in, then put it underneath in the grooves, and then push the tensioner in some still, and then slide that under. Now that's on there. So had to figure it out, but got it. So yeah.